is the time to hide those heavy sweaters and take out the beautiful summer dresses. Aji Berg is here to show us how to transition our closet from all of those winter clothes into our springtime, because now is the time to actually sit and have the time to do it, right?
Exactly, because before we know it, luckily we're going to be right into spring, and so it's a great time for spring cleaning. Just get yourself prepared.
And I love too, one of the first pieces of advice you have for people is to actually look at it and separate your winter from your spring and your summer.
Exactly. I think that people sometimes have a tendency to just group it together, but what happens is you make better outfits when you separate your seasons. So I always recommend moving, so what you would do is move your winter away from your spring and summer, and that way you can more clearly see what you have. What I like to do, the best thing obviously would be if you can move your clothes to a whole nother closet. That would be the best.
Yes.
But I mean, we don't always have that luxury of space. And so what I like to do is put my clothes in plastic bins, and I recommend that for my clients. You can fold them nicely in the bins. You can even use tissue paper with sweaters. That'll preserve your garments better. But I think that is the best thing. I know these days there's like those vacuum sealed bags that people use for space, but that's really not the best thing for your garments because they need room to breathe. And it can be damaging.
Right. You don't want all those wrinkles in there permanently for months on end, so it'd be nice to actually take the time, fold them up. I have mine in separate bins, so then I just swap them out. So then you don't have to buy multiple bins, just use the one.
Exactly.
And then you take out the spring and you put the winter ones in.
That's so smart. Exactly. And then if you're going to keep it hanging in a closet, be careful. I mean, I know we have a tendency too, because you want to clean your clothes. Anything that has stains before you store it, it's good to go ahead and clean it, but be careful not to keep it in the dry cleaning bag, because a lot of times we forget and there's moisture still in there, and that can cause staining and mildew, and so make sure you take that clear bag off.
I think another big key thing, your point number 2, is to make sure that you're looking through the winter clothes, and before you put them away and store them away, did you actually use it? I think that's something I have a hard time doing, is letting go of the winter clothes that didn't work.
Exactly. I think we like the idea of having all those items because it makes us feel like we have a lot.
Yes.
But really, then when you go to wear it, you really don't. So I think that at the end of the season is the best time to see, like you said, did I really wear it? And my rule is if you haven't worn it in 2 winter seasons, time to get rid of it and move on to something new, unless it's like a keepsake. You know, sometimes you get something from your mom or whatever, but those items get rid of, definitely. Or if you notice, like our winter is so long that some of the basics just get worn out. So the t-shirts get worn out, jeans can get worn out, even our winter boots, I mean the wear and tear. So better to just get rid of it right then than just store it away and then bring it back out and have too much when you want to start your season again.
Right. Well, it's smart too, because then you can always invest in another nice pair of boots. So why not get rid of the ones that aren't going to be as functional, aren't going to look as nice?
Exactly. Right.
Okay, number 3 says keep transitional items that work for both winter and spring. So that means not everything in your closet needs to be moved out from the winter.
Exactly, because there's that period of time where it starts to warm up, but then there's days that are colder, and so we need to know what works during those times. And so ankle boots, there's certain items that you know that are staples. I think ankle boots are a great transitional item because you could wear them on a day. I mean, I know here it's going to take us longer, but on a day where you don't have to wear hose, you could do an ankle boot, and that keeps it kind of that springish fun look. Also too, if you want to wear your spring dresses, do it with a knee-high boot. So keep a couple items, lightweight sweaters, chunky cardigans, layering pieces too that you can wear under a coat, and that way if during the day it warms up, you can just take that off and wear, you know, just the lightweight coat.
Well, that's a really good point you mentioned. Sometimes our winter sticks around a little longer than what we want. So that's why it's important not to try to switch things too quickly. Take some time and now go through it.
Exactly, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. If people need your help maybe going through their closet, how can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me at ajifashionista7@yahoo.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Aji.
You're welcome.
Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to start getting some of my bins ready, start taking some clothes off the hangers. Now's the time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have more to come as we wrap up North Dakota Today when we come back.